looking like a birdie here was going to get it done. And he hits the shot.
Hit it wind, any wind up there, hit it a little bit. Just a little bit. Easy.
Because after Jordan hit that shot, Gracie had to lay up, and I actually had to rake the bunker. You know, his caddy went up with him. It's like the caddy etiquette thing, like the other caddy rakes the bunker. So I didn't even get to walk up to 18 with Jordan.
No way, you had to do the raking.
So I was back here raking.
And here comes Spieth at 18. With an eagle putt coming.
I wouldn't think there's anybody sitting down. Maybe 6,000 people are sitting down.
Jordan Spieth has won the U.S. Open.
What's going on, man?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Welcome back. Do you guys know what happened here, what your dad did out here?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He got married.
That's right, right here.
That's right.
We don't know where Mommy went, but
That's the correct order of accomplishments
Yeah,
out here,
exactly.
right?
In 2007, the year Chambers Bay opened, Michael Greller was a local 6th grade math teacher who decided he'd caddy there in the summers for free golf and extra cash. Chambers is where he first worked for Justin Thomas, who later introduced him to Jordan Spieth, who was so impressed that he hired him full-time. Chambers is also where Michael got married to his wife Ellie, overlooking one of golf's most epic views. So it was especially meaningful when Greller and Spieth returned to Chambers for the 2015 US Open, and especially insane when Spieth emerged the winner from one of the wildest finishes in golf's history. 10 years later, we brought Michael back to walk us through those final few holes.
You have a favorite hole out here?
16, next hole.
16.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the
You get a
Tacoma
kick out
Narrows
of that.
Bridge.
Oh yeah, all right. So you come over that to get
Yeah,
here.
so I live on the other side of that bridge, and I mean, one of the things I love about Chambers, it's a public course.
Yeah.
Like at the US Open, I mean, literally every day I'd look in the crowds and I'd see just so many faces I knew, and it was also Father's Day.
Right.
My dad was here, Ellie's dad was here, they've both since passed. But that was my dad's, I think, the last golf tournament he ever made it to. You know, to have my wife, all my siblings, all my friends, and then, you know, to look over my mom and dad, and my mom's passed too since, you know, look, and my sister somehow got them next to the 18th green. My dad was in a wheelchair, but, you know, he got to be up there and kind of watch the, I mean, it was, as we're going to talk about, chaos at the end. But people forget what Jordan did on this hole. I can't remember who hit first, but he was playing with Brandon Grace.
I think Grace hit first because he did something special.
Yeah.
Get lucky.
Ball's way right. It might be out of bounds.
That's gone, Zach. Right?
Go, Jordan.
They were both, let's see, Jordan would have been
Both
5
five
under.
under at that point.
5
Yeah.
under, and like I said, it had been kind of a boring round, and my guy is not boring.
No,
It's
you
always
don't play
exciting.
many of those. Yeah.
And then the fireworks started happening here on the 16th.
Good swing there. Hoping for a good kick now.
Yeah, his 3-wood, you know, it came up here, tried to stay up in here, but I think it ended up, I think kind of up by this head.
Yep.
And I remember he had a pretty good lie, because I feel like he could have maybe gotten almost a drop, but he chose not to. But yeah, so anyway, Jordan hits it here, hits, for him, a very pedestrian chip.
Right.
And then, you know, it's the greatest putt I've ever seen him make.
It's the biggest fist pump I've pretty much ever seen him give.
So he was about, I don't know, 18, 20 feet. And, you know, when he makes it, he turns right. I'll never forget I must have been standing right there, but he turns, kind of looks out there, and just the fist pump and the reaction he had was as good as you'll ever see on a made putt.
I mean, for a guy that's made a lot of big putts, that's
the biggest one. You know, that opened up at the time a 2-shot lead. And in my mind, I wouldn't say it felt like it was over, but it was just like a exhale,
Yeah.
you know, because Brandon made a double, so he went 3 ahead of Gracie.
Right.
That got Jordan to 6 under, and Oosthuizen was at 4, and
You've
DJ,
got a good memory for not having watched this back.
DJ was still at 3, yeah. So Jordan had a 2-shot lead on the guy in the clubhouse and 3 over anybody still playing. So it was like, all right, par bogey or par, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, this thing's done.
Too
But,
boring for Jordan, though.
No, he wanted to have some excitement.
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm Michael. What's your name?
I'm Lexi.
Lexi, great shot. What grade are you in?
Second.
2nd grade? Wow.
Yeah, so you're doing something for the 10-year?
Yeah, yep. Kind of reliving some of the shots.
Yeah,
and
that was one of the best opens I've ever seen, man. Coming
that was
down
the best.
stretch.
Yeah.
that was
I don't know any
awesome.
better ones. Well, Dylan's going to hit the putt that Jordan made.
That's right.
I'm going to give him a read. I mean, he knows what it
That'll
does.
be the
He's
hard
just got to hit it.
You think this is about right?
Yeah, that's,
More or less? All right, so yeah, what would you tell Jordan? Like, how much do you...
I mean, a putt like this, you know, this is truly all feels.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's as good as anybody in the world from 20 to 25 feet, and particularly one that's got some break to it. So he's very comfortable with this putt. But yeah, I mean, it's 18, it's, you know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet of break.
All right.
Just match your line of speed. I want to see that fist pump after you make it.
I know. One of the biggest ones you'd ever given. All right.
Come on, Dylan.
First take, I want everybody to know.
I think I'm meant to be your caddy.
Oh my God, I was too excited to actually fist pump though.
Wow.
We're
Can you
3
sign-
up with 2 to play.
Can you sign
What's
that
the
for me?
worst that can happen?
That was sick. I'm gonna tell Jordan about that. So yeah, I mean, he knocks that putt in. He's got a 2-shot lead on Louis, 3 on anybody that's still playing, and
Yeah.
and he hit it. I mean, it was just a bad swing.
Yeah.
This is headed well right.
Obviously, you just hit some bad shots because golf is hard.
Yeah.
But then how do you make sense of it when it's that high pressure a moment and he's just made a big putt? And
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't reflect on that in that moment. As a caddy, I'm thinking, okay, he's very much out of position. He's gonna want to try to hit it at this pin. He's gonna have probably a really bad lie, which he did. You know, what am I gonna tell him to get him to hit the smart shot? So I'm
Right.
trying to think about, like, when I'm caddying, if I'm doing my job how I should, I'm thinking ahead on that next chip, on the next
What's
putt,
next?
what's gonna be going through his head on 18. And then, you know, Sunday night when we're celebrating, I can give him crap about the 6-iron. Like, what are you doing, man?
how much do you talk to Jordan when, when he's just hit a shot that's out of position?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, is he angry? Is he nervous? Because sometimes conversation's just gonna upset him even more.
Sure, yeah.
You know, if he's really nervous, sometimes it's just talking about something you see in the crowd or talking about one of his sports teams or something to distract him from whatever those nerves are. A lot of times it's just stay out of his way.
Yeah.
And particularly if he's playing really well, the last thing I want to do is get him, get me talking too much. He's generally obviously the one that talks a decent amount.
It is true. People talk a lot about, the player caddy conversations you have with Jordan. I'm like, well, do you actually know what Michael sounds like? Because you don't hear him as much as you hear Jordan during
Usually
those
I'm
conversations.
talking, it's between shots when the mics aren't on,
Yeah.
and the last thing I want to do is be part of the story.
Right.
Because it's about Jordan.
Yeah.
And I don't ever, I'm not comfortable doing this,
I was
frankly,
gonna say we
because
had to beg you to come out here, so yeah.
I don't like to talk about my story because I'm fortunate just to be riding along with Jordan. And but yeah, anyway, this shot here,
All right.
the pin was over there. I was very glad he wasn't even looking at the pin, but you've got this slope here on the left, so really you just got to get it over the bunker, and you've got the slope that's going to keep it from going too far. You're just trying to hit on that hill, and you're going to 2-putt for bogey. We're going to have an extra shot.
And then I really am going to have a good chance of winning this thing.
Perfect.
Look at this.
Wow.
I'm gonna win the U.S. Open.
I think we just started a partnership. That was not too different than his shot.
That was good. I feel like more Spieth-like than I think I ever thought I would in my entire
We need
life.
to talk a little more, though.
Yeah.
Jordan's was more kind of in here, I think. And he left it, I think, about 3 or 4 feet short. So I believe the second putt would have been just short right of it, and he actually missed it on this side of the hole. You know, it was 3.5, 4 feet maybe. And, you know, just like that 3-shot lead over the guys that were still on the course is gone. And it was like, my head as a caddy, you know, I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have a nice little peaceful walk up 18.
Right.
Since before they opened, I dreamed of walking up 18, thinking it'd be, you know, on a Friday afternoon, about to miss the cut
Sure.
with some, you know,
Qualifier, college kid.
Never thinking that it'd be for the guy that just won the Masters. So that very peaceful walk goes to, okay, you know, I gotta really encourage my guy. And
Double bogey by Grace, double bogey by Spieth, eagle by Smith, and birdie by Oosthuizen. Now he's got a birdie the last.
so I mean, it was a very long walk, you know, from that green to up here, because it's just like, you gotta regroup. You know, Jordan comes back to this tee, all of a sudden he's at 4 under par. Now it's a birdieable hole, it's a par 5.
Yeah.
But it's the 72nd hole of the U.S. Open.
Softly. Real soft. It's not soft. That was might stay short.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay. It stays short of the bunker.
And then Jordan hit, you know, 2 unbelievable shots under the greatest pressure. You know, he clutched up and does what Jordan does oftentimes on the biggest stage. We didn't know actually what was going on until, you know, the leaderboard, there's a huge, you know, massive, so the way I had always seen the course was like this today. And so for me, by the way, you know, I'm walking down here, like I have wedding pictures behind that rock right there.
Yeah.
He'll never be top for me professionally this week, but also personally, like I just have memories of my dad on a golf cart with Ellie's grandma, my wife's grandma. My parents, Ellie's dad, grandma, they've all passed since then. And we had, you know, when I come back here, it's just like, man, it was, you know, as cool as the US Open was, that day of my wedding day was that much better. And to do it with just those people, and yeah, I come back here, it's like, oh man, it's still special.
It's crazy to think that Jordan was 21 when you guys were here.
Yeah. You know, all the success he's had as a golfer, I mean, really hasn't changed him at all. He still treats people the right way. He's, you know, doesn't live this, like he just lives a pretty simple life, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And he's got the same people around him, same friends. You know, he married his high school sweetheart. It's been fun to see him as a dad now. I mean, that'd be the one part of Jordan that has changed is, you know, off the course. You know, he's not just watching SportsCenter at night.
More responsibility.
Yeah. You know, he's all in on the dad duties. So up here, there's a plaque, I think, from where Jordan hit this 3-wood. It couldn't have ended up in a better spot. It was a perfect 3-wood number. Like it was just a stock 3-wood.
All right, come on. Let's picture that one, buddy.
You know, he stepped up here. It was looking like a birdie here was going to get it done. And he hits the shot.
Hit it wind. Any wind up there, hit it a little bit.
You know, he's talking to it quite a bit for the wind to hit it.
Just a little bit.
You can't from here see the actual ball, but you can hear the whole crowd.
Easy.
What a shot.
Awesome shot.
Yeah, you're right. Awesome shots.
I mean, initially I thought he was going to make it, and then you could tell that it was pretty close based on their reaction. Brandon was actually in the bunker here, and I actually had to rake the bunker. You know, his caddy went up with him. It's like the caddy etiquette thing. Like, the other caddy rakes the bunker. So I didn't even get to walk up to 18 with Jordan.
No way, you had to do the raking.
So I was back here raking.
Oh, here they
Oh,
are.
boy.
What's up, guys?
You want to help me, caddy? I need some help.
Did you guys get milkshakes?
No.
No. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. You got snacks, though.
Do you know Dylan made the same putt Uncle Jordan made? You want to go in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go in there. There's a few footprints. So we're walking up. You know, he's already up here. I had raced up after raking that bunker and dropped the bag over there. See my parents. These were all corporate hospitality over there. Our big grandstands here. His putt was kind of right in here. You know,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
kind of landed in there and
Yeah,
rolled
came all the way up
around.
around here. And he had, I don't know, 22 feet. And that's when he said to me, do I need to make this? And then look back, and about where those people are, that's where, you know, that's where DJ's drive was. And I was like, yeah, I mean, DJ's gonna hit a 6 or 7 iron in here and have a great chance to make a 3, which he ended up having a great chance at 3. Jordan hit a good putt.
Yeah.
You know, just didn't break, missed a high side, but he comes over to the side of the green right here and he puts his arm on my shoulder and he thinks he's actually lost the US Open because he sees DJ, you know, best case, he's hoping for a playoff. And he's just like, you know, what happened on 17? Had such a great chance to, you know, you don't really want to go a Monday playoff with Dustin Johnson.
Right.
And, you know, he walked off this green very disappointed, even though he just made birdie. It ended up being enough, but you know, when he walked off the green, he thought it wasn't enough.
Jordan Spieth showed a lot after the double at 17 to put himself in position for that eagle try at 18. He leads by 1.
And we go into the scoring trailer, and there's a little computer monitor showing the Fox coverage.
Yeah.
And he's already signed his card, and he goes, "What should we do?" I was like, "Just stay right here. Like, there's no point in going out." And we were actually on about a 5-second delay.
Oh.
And as DJ's walking into the shot on the coverage that we're watching, you can hear from where we're sitting the whole crowd erupt. So you know he's about to hit a really good shot.
Right.
And so it was very, I've actually seen video of the 3 or 4 minutes where we were sitting in there. I mean, it was just very solemn, very quiet. Well, DJ walks into his putt that we're watching, but we didn't hear it roar.
How fast was that putt that DJ had?
I mean, it was unbelievably fast.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth has won the US Open.
You know, when he missed that, the next putt, Jordan and I both just sat there. And like, we didn't know what to say. I mean, you don't really want to celebrate because, I mean, Dustin is a very good friend of ours, and AJ, and you know, we spent a lot of time with them. And we sat there for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, and finally I go, "Dude, you just won the US Open." And we gave each other a hug. He gave me this ball, and walked out. Ellie was, you know, right outside scoring, just freaking out. And then it was just time to celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud.
It didn't hit me until after it was all said and done. My family had left, everybody left a couple hours later, and Ellie and I went and sat back on the 18th tee where we were sitting.
Did you really?
We were talking. I said, "Hey, I just want to take a moment and just let this sink in," because I mean, it was my professional caddy dream just to work this week.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you know, the Masters and everything else in between. And so it was fun to sit there with Ellie and, you know, look up by the tent there and reflect on our marriage and our wedding, which was just 2.5 years earlier. And it was just like, what just happened? Like, how did Jordan just win this?
Maybe we'll give Mike a little
solo walk.
Since he didn't get to do it. So
But yeah, things have changed a lot in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, we got our 7-year-old redhead and our little sweet daughter all wound up end of the school year.
How'd you guys do? Any math homework get done?
All the math.
Nice.
Seriously?
Good job, you guys.
Sit at Chambers and eat Skittles and do math homework.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
All right, Michael. Thanks for showing me your spot.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Reliving it. They're good memories to relive.
Yeah, these are my best professional memories, some of my best personal memories. You just added to it with your putt you made on 16, so anytime you want me to caddy for you, just let me know on an off week. You guys say thank you.
Do you guys want a little quick family photo here?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
What do you guys say? 1, 2, 3 milkshakes?
Milkshake.